Okay, this is a setup for Hollandaise. What we're going to do, we have our 3 egg yolks. We have our vinegar reduction, which is the vinegar, the water, the crushed peppercorns. I reduced that by half and strained it. So we already have that done here. We have our clarified butter. I have about 6 ounces. Each egg yolk can hold about 2 to 3 ounces of fat per egg yolk for Hollandaise. Right here we have our lemon juice. We have salt, pepper, white pepper, and cayenne pepper. Remember, when you add your cayenne pepper and white pepper, a little bit goes a long way. You don't want your sauce to be red, and you don't want it to be really spicy, so you just need a little pinch. You can always add, but you cannot take out. Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to add our egg yolks. We're going to add our vinegar reduction. I'm going to give this a whisk until it gets nice and frothy. You always want to make sure you use a stainless steel bowl. If you use an aluminum bowl, your sauce will turn green because of the chemical reaction. So always make sure your bowl is stainless steel. So now it's starting to get a little bit of froth to it. Okay. Now you can see it's a little bit frothy. Right now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it on a simmering pot. It's called a double boiler, or a bain-marie method. You have your simmering water. You don't want it boiling. You just want it a little bit simmering. When you put your bowl on, you want to make sure that the bottom of your bowl does not come in contact with the water. You want it just sitting over the water. Okay. We're going to go ahead and keep whisking this until we see it getting a little bit thick. You don't want this too hot. If you make it too hot, your eggs get too hot, they will start to scramble. Keep continuously whisking, just over a low simmer. And yes, your arm will get tired, but just got to keep on going. After a while, you will see it start to thicken a little bit. Let's take a little bit to see that. Pull it off just for a second. When you see it start to thicken, see right now you can see it start to ribbon. So I'm going to pull it up and you can see it ribbon across and hold its shape. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it on this this bowl cover with the towel just to make it a little more stable. Add a little bit of your lemon juice. Got an ounce of your lemon juice, kind of stop the eggs from cooking. Okay. From here, you want to start incorporating your liquid butter, your clarified butter. You want to do just a couple drops at a time. What's going to happen is the lecithin in the egg yolk is actually a natural thickener. So as we whisk in the fat droplets are going to be coated by the protein, and that's going to form the emulsification. Do a couple drops at a time. If you go too fast, your sauce is going to break. When you see it start to thicken, you can add it just a little bit faster. Just don't get too impatient and do too fast because you don't want your sauce to break. You kind of see it now. It's starting to emulsify. It's getting nice and thick. It's getting a nice pale color. Now that it's starting to thicken, we put it like a little bit of a faster stream. Recenter my bowl a little here. Now remember, about 2 to 3 ounces of fat per egg yolk. For mayonnaise, it's a little bit different. Mayonnaise is also emulsification, but for each egg yolk, it can hold about 7 ounces of fat. And that fat, instead of butter, you're going to be using vegetable oil. That's kind of how you make mayonnaise. This should be nice and smooth and rich and buttery. And mayonnaise is going to be a lot thicker than what your Hollandaise should end up. incorporating that in so all of it's incorporated. And now you start to feel your arm burning a little bit. Okay, we have all of our butter incorporated. So it's nice and rich and creamy. Nice consistency. If it gets a little bit too thick, you can always add a couple drops of water. Okay. From here, I'm going to add the rest of your lemon juice. A little touch of salt. Just a little pinch of white pepper. And a little bit of cayenne. Remember, as I said, cayenne goes a long, long way. Now, in order to hold this, you have to be really careful. In order to hold this, you have to put it back on your water, but your water has to be turned off and not simmering. You can actually hold it up to 2 hours. You can't hold it any more than that. But if it does get too cold, it'll start to tighten up. The butter will kind of start to congeal, coagulate a little bit. It'll get too thick. If that happens, kind of put it back over the water a little bit. But once your water's off, just have it warm, not simmering at all, and it'll loosen back up. It starts getting a little bit too cold. But again, you can hold that for a couple hours. Nice, rich, smooth, and buttery. So there you have it.